Hello, my name is Catherine, and you will notice there are some empty spots on my TBR shelf. That is because today we're going to be talking about the 25 books that I want to read in 2025. Yes, this is coming in the 4th month of 2025, so am I behind? Yes, I am. But I still wanted to make this video because there are so many cool books that are coming out this year. I've already read a few, and I'm super pumped about getting to share them with you. So let's go ahead and get started. Number 1. This is an obvious one and one that I talked about in my last video. Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. Everyone knows this one by now. It is Haymitch's story. I already read it and I already loved it. I was devastated by it. I've literally been talking to my friends nonstop about it, and everyone I see, like, I work at a library, and every time I see somebody with it, I'm like, what did you think? So yeah, I'm very excited that I got to read this year, and it's so good. If you haven't read it yet, it's really good. My full review is, I'll link it up above. I have my quarter 1 reading wrap up. So, Sunrise on the Reaping. Number 2, The Irresistible Urge to Fall in Love with Your Enemy by Brigitte Knightley. I already read this one and it'll be in my quarter 1 wrap up. So if you're interested in that, pop on upstairs. But I will tell you right now, this is it's written by the author who did, if you're into Hermione fic, Draco Malfoy and the Mortifying Ordeal of Being in Love. And it dances away from the Harry Potter, which I really appreciate because I've been navigating, dealing with all of that. And it is so cool. It has a old Englishy magic system with ley lines, and it's really cool. The romance is so smart and funny, and it is everything I loved about that fic was in this book. So I was not disappointed. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Number 3, I think this is pronounced Catabasis by R.F. Kuang. This is about 2 PhD students who are magicians, and they travel to hell to save the soul of their professor because they need recommendation letters. Academia is a cruel mistress, and you do need those recommendation letters nonstop. So apparently it's also a love story, but I've heard the love story is not super forefront, which I'm totally fine with. That was also the same way in Babel. It wasn't a super forefront thing. It was just kind of a quiet love, which I can appreciate. I actually have an arc for this, so I am going to be reading this imminently. I'm going to make a vlog about it, but I won't post until it's coming out, so keep an eye out. Number 4, One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. This I've been trying to get around to literally since it came out, which I believe was 2020 maybe? 2021. I've been trying to read this for 4 years, and I haven't gotten around to it yet. This year will be the year. So basically what this is about is there is this 23-year-old named August, and she moves to New York City, and New York City is supposed to prove her right, that things like magic and cinematic love stories don't exist, and the only smart way to go through life is alone. She is waiting tables at a 24-hour pancake diner, and moved in with too many weird roommates. So her subway commute is nothing but a daily trudge through boredom and electrical failures. But then there's this gorgeous girl on the train, Jane, dazzling, charming, mysterious, impossible Jane. And it turns out she doesn't just look like an old school punk rocker, but she's literally displaced in time from the 1970s, and August is going to have to use everything she tried to leave in her own past to help Jane. So this is magical realism, I think would be the class of this, and I am so excited. I don't know why I put it off so long. Red, White, and Royal Blue is one of my favorite books of all time, so this I hope will not disappoint. I'm gonna whip out my laptop for this one. Ladies in Hating by Alexandra Vasti is number 5. Celebrated authoress Lady Georgiana Cleave has achieved fame and fortune. Unfortunately, she's also acquired an enemy, the enigmatic Lady Darling, whose spine-tingling plots appear to be pulled straight from Georgiana's own manuscripts. What's a stubborn, steely writer to do but unmask her rival? Unmasking doesn't go according to plan because Lady Darling is actually Cat Lacey, the butler's daughter, and the object of Georgiana's very secret, very embarrassing teenage infatuation. Cat Lacey has spent a decade clawing her family out of poverty. The last thing she needs is to be distracted by the stunningly pretentious Lady Georgiana Cleave, but Cat can't seem to escape her infuriating, beautiful rival, including at the eerie manor where they both plan to set their next books. The plot unexpectedly thickens, however, when both novelists find themselves trapped in the manor together, in between ghostly moans and spectral staff. Cat and Georgiana come face to face with the real danger, the scorching passion that's been haunting their rivalry all along. I got an arc for this, and I gotta tell you, as soon as I'm done filming this video, I'm running. I'm on my way. Next, Dead Weight by Emmeline Klein is number 6. I cannot wait to finish reading this. I had it on Libby, and the license that the library had expired, and I don't think they renewed it, so had to buy a copy. This is half memoir, half like cultural excavation of eating disorders and like the way that we like are dealing with them in our modern time. And it has so many like, through the story of her own sickness, the raw recollections of interview subjects, and dispatches from social media rabbit holes, Klein challenges stereotypes and renders statistics and science deeply personal and urgent. I already read like half of this, but I'm going to reread from the beginning. I just really recommend this if you're in the place to read it. Next, number 7, Don't Want You Like a Best Friend by Emma R. Albin. I am currently reading this / listening to this, and it is a Regency-era sapphic Bridgerton-esque parent trap. So, if that doesn't sell you, I don't know what will. It's really good. I really like it. Number 8, Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. Yes, I haven't read it yet. I just finished Iron Flame last month, so it's still fresh in my mind. So I'm gonna try and get into that after I read Ladies in Hating, I think. But I feel like everyone knows the Empyrean series at this point, so I'm not gonna belabor the point. But very excited about that because there was a twist at the end of Iron Flame where I was like, ooh, interesting. So excited, very excited. Next, Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. After centuries of sleep, the gods are warring again, but 18-year-old Iris Winnow just wants to hold her family together. Her mother is suffering from addiction, and her brother is missing from the front lines. Her best bet is to win the columnist promotion at the Oath Gazette. To combat her worries, Iris writes letters to her brother and slips them beneath her wardrobe, where they vanish into the hands of Roman Kit, her cold and handsome rival at the paper. When he anonymously writes Iris back, the two of them forge a connection that will follow Iris all the way to the front lines of battle for her brother, the fate of mankind, and love. Tell me that doesn't sound like the best book you've ever read. I can't wait to read this. Next, Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood is number 10. Oh, we're moving right along. This is about a theoretical physicist, and she also does fake girlfriend stuff. So she like is hiring herself out as a fake girlfriend for people. And the love interest for this one is the older brother of her favorite client, who is an experimental physicist who ruined her mentor's career and undermined the reputation of theorists everywhere. And he rules over the physics department at MIT, standing right between Elsie and her dream job. Ali Hazelwood knows how to do it, man. She just does it every time. Can't wait. I've been trying to read that one for also since it came out. Next, number 11, Queen Charlotte by Julia Quinn and Shonda Rhimes. This is the novelization of the Queen Charlotte series that is like the prequel to Bridgerton. So I also started this one a while ago. This is the year of finishing books that I started and never finished. So, number 12, Flower Heart by Catherine Bakewell. Claire's magic has always been wild, but it's never been dangerous. Then a simple touch causes poisonous flowers to bloom in her father's chest. The only way to heal him is to cast an extremely difficult spell that requires perfect control. And the only person willing to help is her former best friend Xavier, who's grown from a sweet, shy child into someone distant and mysterious. Xavier asks a terrible price in return, knowing Claire will give anything to save her father, and she struggles to reconcile this new Xavier with the boy she once loved. She discovers how many secrets he's hiding. This has the most beautiful cover. I won't lie to you, I'm mostly reading it for the cover. So, I know that's really bad, but what can I say? I'm just a girl. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not just a girl. I am a woman. I am a woman with needs, and my needs are beautiful book covers. Next, I want to read number 13, A Far Wilder Magic by Alison Saft. When Margaret Welty spots the legendary Hala, the last living mythical creature, she knows the half-moon hunt will soon follow. Whoever is able to kill a Hala will earn fame and riches, and unlock an ancient magical secret. If she wins the hunt, it may finally bring her mother home. While Margaret is the best sharpshooter in town, only teams of 2 can register, and she needs an alchemist. Weston Winters isn't an alchemist, yet. Fired from every apprenticeship he's landed, his last chances hinge on Master Welty taking him in. But when West arrives at Welty Manor, he finds only Margaret and her bloodhound, Trouble. Margaret begrudgingly allows him to stay, but on one condition: he must join the hunt with her. Although they make an unlikely team, Wes is in awe of the girl who has endured alone on the outskirts of a town that doesn't want her, in this creaking house of ghosts and sorrow. And even though Wes disrupts every aspect of her life, Margaret is drawn to him. He too knows what it's like to be an outsider. And as the hunt looms closer and tensions rise, Margaret and Wes uncover dark magic that could be the key to winning the hunt, if they survive that long. This is another beautiful cover. I won't lie, another one that I was really attracted to because of the cover. They seem, Flowerheart and A Far Wilder Magic have very similar energies to me, at least based on the descriptions, so we'll see. I'll have to compare. Number 14, Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmis. This one is about a single mother and a chemist named Elizabeth Zott, I believe. Yes, Elizabeth Zott. And she hosts, ends up hosting this cooking show where she uses her chemistry knowledge to kind of wow people. At least that's the energy that I'm getting. So I'm very excited to read this. I've had excellent reviews from everybody that I know that's read it. And I think it's going to be really good. Next, number 15, The Frozen River by Ariel Lahan. This is a gripping historical mystery inspired by the life and diary of Martha Ballard, a renowned 18th century midwife who defied the legal system and wrote herself into American history, set in Maine in, I believe, 1789. Number 16, Sword Catcher by Cassandra Clare. This will be my first Cassandra Clare book since, I believe, The Infernal Devices? Yes. Which I loved these. This is, I think, her first book that is taking place outside of the Shadowhunter world. So we will see how she pulls it off. I think it's also her first adult book, so we'll see. I'm very excited about it. Number 17, Orlando by Virginia Woolf. It has been called the longest and most charming love letter in literature, and it's like the figure of Orlando is a fictional embodiment of Woolf's close friend and lover, Vita Sackville West. So I'm very excited about reading this. Next, number 18, Funny Story by Emily Henry. If I'm not mistaken, this is about somebody whose ex, she's with her fiance, and he falls in love with his childhood best friend, and so she ends up with his the childhood best friend's fiance, who has also been ex-fiancéed, if that made any sense, which it probably didn't. But I'm very excited. I love Emily Henry, so it should be excellent. She's from around where I live, which is lovely. We love to have Ohio representation. 1984 by George Orwell. It just felt like time to read this, you know? If you get it, you get it. Number 20, Beg, Borrow, or Steal by Sarah Adams. This is about two feuding second grade teachers and neighbors who find themselves teaming up in this rivals to lovers romance. I really enjoyed the second book in this When in Rome series, which is what this book is from. And the second book was called Practice Makes Perfect. I loved it. So I'm really looking forward to this one. Number 21, First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. This is a hopeless romantic meets a jaded radio host in this cozy, Sleepless in Seattle-inspired love story from beloved author B.K. Borison. Everyone has been talking about this, and the cover is, again, gorgeous. People have really been hitting it out of the park with these covers lately. I don't know what the deal is, but I'm super excited to read this, and I'm going to borrow it from the library, but I think this is going to be a book purchase. I've been trying to purchase books less because, as you can tell, I have a lot of books, but I think this might be worthy of an acquire. Number 22, Anne Frank, Diary of a Young Girl. It's somewhere on this shelf. My copy is really damaged. I left it out. Oh, here it is. This is my copy of the Diary of Anne Frank. This is my copy from when I was a kid, and I left it out in the rain once because I was reading it outside, and then it started raining, and I just accidentally left it out. And so the cover fell off, but the book still reads the same way it always did, albeit a little musty. But again, this just felt like it was time to read this book. So, yeah. Next, The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. One of my best friends in the whole world sent me this book as a gift, and I haven't read it yet. I feel like a bad friend. I love Olivia Blake because I read her fan fiction, which she publishes under her, and she also, I read something from her earlier this year. It was The 12th Night. She published that under her real name, Alexine Farrell Fulmuth. But this is about 6 extraordinary magicians and 5 chances to win one secret society. So, very exciting. And it's gotten really great reviews. It's a beautiful cover again. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with covers in this video. I normally am not. But I'm just in a mood. I'm in a silly, goofy mood. Number 24, we're getting towards the end. Upright Woman Wanted by Sarah Gailey. This is about lesbian cowboy librarians fighting a fascist dystopian government. This also just felt like it was time to read. And finally, number 25, Get Well Soon, History's Worst Plagues and the Heroes Who Fought Them. Jennifer Wright. So background on me. During COVID, when COVID was first starting, I went through this phase where I read nothing but plague books. I was reading pandemic and plague books nonstop. And it was not good for my mental health, but enough time has passed, I think, that I'm ready to read another plague book because I really did. I find them fascinating, so we'll see what this is a nonfiction book. I would say almost 50% of the books that I'm reading in this list are romance books, but there's a couple nonfiction on here that I'm very excited about. Let's gather them all up here. Hold on. Let's do it. So these are just some of the books that I want to read this year, but 25 of 2025. Please let me know some of your books that you want to read this year down below. I would love to hear them. I'm always looking for recommendations. And like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!